Kam the Māori Talawalawa Malolele Bulavanaka and Kia ora, as we also celebrate the Kiribati language week, but we celebrate Matariki. This season invites us to pause, reflect on where we come from and honour those before us and look into the future with hope. Today, I'm joined by artist, latest waiata, Stars Scars, explores healing, whakapapa, and hope through music. Tīpare, tēnā koe.
Kia ora.
No mai, haere mai, whakapiri mai, malole soifua, malelangi ma, lovely to have you.
Oh, he mihi nui ki a koe e hoa. Ngā mihi o Matariki.
Wow, I don't know where to start. I'm really starstruck myself already. I see where I went with that one. But anyway, this is the first time, we're meeting each other. Let's begin with your story. From those who are meeting you for the first time as well, who is Tīpare and what journey shaped you into the artist and the storyteller you are today?
Oh, that's a big one e hoa. Who am I? Professionally, I'm a multidisciplinary artist. So I work with all mediums, painting, moving imagery, waiata. Personally, he wahine ahau no Ngāti Maniapoto, no Ngāti Waiora Te Hapu, e noho ana tōku whānau kei Aria kia Mōkau. So my whānau is from the King Country.
Wow.
Little place called Aria, and our hapu spreads out from there to Mōkau. So, yeah, ko Aotearoa, that's me.
Who inspired you, your love of music and storytelling?
See, another deep one.
Because that makes you what you are today. Because that's what Stars Scars talks about. So that's why we wanted to get to know more about you.
Well, my father was a musician. I was born into a musical whānau. They are from here but lived in Australia. I only got to spend the first 3 years of my life with my dad.
Right.
But the stories from my mum and everyone else is that essentially his guitar case was my cot. So I lived on the road with him and my mum, and I'm sure that seeped into me, without me knowing really. And then my mum took me to America at 8, and she worked in the music industry. So I've never not known a life without music around me. And as a little girl, because of her mahi, I met Stevie Nicks, Michael McDonald. I just was surrounded by these incredible musicians, musical heroes. So when I toured with Steely Dan for a couple years, so
wow.
It's always been there. I don't know existence without music.
It's amazing. And looking back now, what was the defining moment that really set you on that path?
When I was young, I have this really strong memory of being in the car with my mum, and she said I used to just make songs up all the time.
Wow.
And but I can remember this one where I said, I've made this song up, and she said, sing it for me. I sang the waiata, and then she went, that's really, really good. Sing it again. And I remember thinking, I can't sing it again. I don't remember what I just did. But I think it made me in that moment realize I'm a composer, and I'm writing these things that are musical, and I need to pay attention to that. So she put me on the spot. But putting me on the spot like that made me realize that I was writing songs.
That's amazing. That's what I love about parents, grandparents, and people around us. It reminds us later on. We don't think of it at the time.
Yes.
But it's later on, those moments really, it did help me.
Yes. I can't relate to people who don't appreciate the growlings they got from
I agree.
Does that make sense? Even
I
now.
agree.
And I've had kids, but I think, my kuia, they were right. I mean, they were having me sweep the entrance for no reason. I remember thinking, it's so mean. Why am I sweeping? No one's even coming. And now it was for them to teach me how to be, take people in, manakitanga.
Amazing.
And show your best version of your home when people arrive, and just all those things that at the moment I thought everyone was being mean. I'm like, man, who would I be without that?
Yes, you weren't alone on that one. I think we all felt that. It's the same with being Samoan as well. So it's the same kaupapa set for Māori, the traditions. If it wasn't for tradition, we wouldn't be here what we do as you and I in our craft already because of that.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the spark. This is something that every song starts somewhere. The beginning is often the most interesting part of the story. But I understand Star Scars began as a poetry before becoming a waiata. Can you take us back where those words came from?
Yeah, well, I've been sitting with the song for about 1.5 years, so I've had time to contemplate what occurred during the creation of it. Because for me, and I don't know how it is for other artists, I don't intentionally go in to make things. I kind of just whakarongo and feel, what am I supposed to be doing? And with poems in particular, I really don't know what I've written, and sometimes it's a little bit freaky because I'll step back and go, what is that? I don't even know. But I do know when I wrote them, it was in the evening. I'd had a conversation, part of some of the mahi that I do multiple things, is work with prisoners and their whānau.
Wow.
And someone that I know quite well, me and him had a discussion earlier that day where he was talking about reincarnation and the Bible. And I think it did tip me into thinking about our own traditions within Māoridom. And I didn't intentionally go to write anything. I just was thinking about that. You know, you got to stay open when you respect somebody to what they have to say. But that evening, I wrote these 2 poems kind of separately. I can't quite remember. I think maybe there was like 15 minutes in between them.
Right.
I didn't see them as something being together. And I didn't, like I said, I don't usually question the poetry. I just sit with it. And then a few days later, out of nowhere, I was telling someone, I think I might have been in the kitchen somewhere. I just started singing them as a melody. Amazing. Together. Mm. So that was the beginning of this song. Yeah.
Yeah, I can connect with what you're saying. Yeah, because you don't want to rush it because you're asking the why. Why are you doing this? And I totally have to agree with you on that one. And that's why I asked that question, because it's a meaningful song, because this is where our next question comes in. When I listened to the song, honestly, it stood out. It felt like you're sharing your truth. What truth were you hoping people will hear in Stars and Scars?
Well, when I recorded it, the night, I had gone into the studio with the producer I'm working with, Andrew Meyer, who's just this most beautiful tane, really understands me. And I had gone in that night and said, look, I hear pick guitar and it's about this, and, you know, talking in my weird talk, but he's an artist too, so he understood. And we just put together the music that night. He sent me the track to work with, and maybe the next night or the 2 nights after, I can't remember, I was really broken and tired, and I'm like anyone else, you know, I have whānau issues, you know, other issues, right. All the things that go on in life. And I just really missed the people I love, and I didn't have a way to reach them, and I didn't know what else to do except work on art, because it's kind of what I do in those spaces. But recording your vocals in those moments is not ideal, because you've got to do technical things as well. But I just was spent, and so I did record that night, and
right.
I think that's where all the emotion came from. Was, yeah, it was me, but it was also something else taking over and showing that it was okay and beautiful to be broken.
Wow. Did you ever question whether you were ready to share something personal?
Oh, God, Malo, yes. As much as yesterday. I think the thing with this particular waiata is, right. Yeah, it's very, very vulnerable, and I think it's a side of me that those closest to me know. You know, my tamariki or partners and my whānau, my kuia, but I haven't actually exposed this level of tenderness.
I can see that with you. It's bringing me tears in my eyes as well, because it's something that I love to follow as well, and listening to this and what you're saying as well.
Thank you.
And what else part of yourself that lives inside this waiata?
I think what lives in me, lives in this waiata, the only part I can really think is that I try to stay open to spiritual goodness, and in that moment, that's what came through. So my hope for this song is that other people take ownership of it. I hope that it really, if you hear it and it speaks to you, then it was made for you, Whatever the outcome is, I want it to belong to other people.
Amazing. I'm kind of lost for words right now, because when I notice the space in the music, it was every lyric, room to breathe, needs to breathe. How did you know that the song needed the quieter, the intimate sound? Because that's always something that I was curious about every other artist. It's how they've picked their actual sound to go with the lyrics. You know what I mean? So this is what stands out for the song, is how it's quite quiet and the intimate sound that goes with it.
It really was Andrew too, and him knowing who I am as an artist. I'm not an influencer. I'm an artist.
Right.
So my focus is on the art, and to him I said I just need to tell truths, and he got that. So with his guitar playing and in the moment, and it really came together really fast. He felt me, and he enveloped the words and the emotion in my particular voice,
right,
with what I knew it needed. So I really love him for that. He got me, and so that was definitely him as well.
What feeling do you want listeners to sit with?
I want listeners to sit with love and hope, that if I can, at my most broken moment, somehow get that aho, we call it in Māoridom, that connection, that no matter what, I'm going to still keep trying to love. That if they can feel that and know that something came through and they are loved,
yep,
that's what I want them to sit with.
Because this is where it brings our next question. Tīpare, I was reading through the media release, the one line that stayed with me, and I'm going to read it out. You said, the stars represent where we come from, what we aspire to be, where the stars represent the hurts that heal but leave their marks. That itself is such a powerful image. Can you tell us a little bit more what it means to you?
Brought tears to my eyes now reading that. It means all of that. It means the human experience involves pain. We can't avoid it as much as we want to, and that's still beautiful. And those things that hurt us, or the mistakes that we make, I'm not perfect. I make them all the time. I unintentionally hurt people.
I agree.
But I'm genuinely trying to help, and so that's these scars. The stars are our whakapapa, and all the things that we come from, and the shininess and the beauty that we know we have inside of us and we're aspiring to. But on the way, there's hurts and scars, and they leave marks, but that's what makes you unique. And that's the beautiful thing. Everyone's journey is so unique. And I love that, and I love that about people.
Yeah, that brought tears to my eyes when I had to read it through again. I think I read it 1,000 times. And then just this morning, something hit me with that. Reading it again, and I picked that favourite part of that line that you said, because, I agree. I'm not perfect as well. And that sort of resonates to help as well, because it helps me to heal
Thank you,
Yeah,
Marlo.
it's amazing.
Thank you so much for taking the time to absorb it all and, be with it. It means a lot to me as an artist. That's what I do it for. Any single person that feels it, I've won. So thank you.
We were coming to the most important part because the song feels like it's the right season to share. Matariki. It's a time of remembrance, healing, new beginnings. Why did you feel like it was the right time to share Star Scars?
Yes, as I said, I've been sitting with the song because it's part of a larger project, an EP I'm working on, and so I've been holding it back, and I was going to do all the right things and release it as a package and be professional. But a couple months ago, I was lying on a mattress on the floor, and I thought, no, it's got to go out now. We're battling big things like AI, and people are just falling apart because they're trying to be perfect, and it's unattainable. We're gonna run into issues,
Yes.
So I went, nah, stuff it. Like, it needs to come out, this matariki. And for us as Maori, this is the time of year where we release things, where we whakaaro, we wānanga, we contemplate, we think about what's occurred, what we're going to be in the future. We have, deep emotions in this space, as well as gathering. And that's what this song is. So that was why I made the call to just go ahead and release it now, because it is matariki, this song.
Amazing. How does whakapapa influence your creativity?
I think it lives within me genetically, definitely. Even though I wasn't raised with my father's side, it's really interesting to me because they're all directors and painters and musicians and writers. So clearly, although I didn't get that immediate raise, I got this whakapapa from him that has come through. And then my nannies, my kuia, my aunties, and all of the ones who have been with me, they inspire me so much. They really do. Like, it's not about fame. It's not about anything. The quality of women that they were, what they endured, how they handled it. Yeah.
They were amazing.
I just, it's so inspirational. So, yeah.
Well,
that inspires me.
We're looking ahead. Every creative project leaves something with a person who made it. Now the Star Scars is out in the world. What's the journey taught you as an artist and as a person?
The journey has taught me that it's okay for me to be broken. I'm constantly striving for perfection. I don't like myself a lot of the times. And you know what? That's okay too.
It's okay. Yeah, I totally agree.
We keep getting told on social media, you got to be healed and you got to be all these things. And I'm like, I'm not healed yet. But that's okay. So that's what this journey is teaching me, that I actually like my stuff ups too, and the weirdness and quirkiness of who I am. I come from my tupuna and God, so I must be okay.
I agree, because you're not alone. Once again, I feel that as well, because I can feel I had nerves in my mind this morning, but just talking to you just made me kind of feel relaxed as well. And it's kind of answered a lot of things hurt inside. So hopefully many of our listeners listening to our kōrero, they kind of feel the same as well. Before we finish, I'd like to leave our listeners with one last thought. It's been a pleasure getting to know you as well, hearing the story behind Star Scars. Congratulations on such a beautiful release.
Thank you so much.
The message that you'd like to leave our listeners.
The message I'd like to leave is that even though I don't know everyone out there, I feel an immense love for people at this time.
Amazing.
And I want to resonate that outwards. So he aroha nui kia koutou katoa, aha koa ko wai koe.
Tīpare, ngā mihi kia koe, whawhitai tēle lava, and for sharing your story with us today. It's been a pleasure hearing the journey behind Star Scars. Congratulations, it's a heartfelt release. Whānau, Star Scars is now available on all major platforms. Check it out and support Tīpare's music. Are you on Instagram, Facebook?
I am. I'm more active on Instagram than Facebook. So yeah, Tīpare, just at Tīpare.